I had a problem with this YZ450F where the gas was leaking out the overflow. So how do you know if that's caused by a dirty needle and seat from the float, or if it's just the float level that's too high? Well, if you turn the gas on, and I drained all the gas from this, but if you turn the gas on and the fuel goes out the overflow, or maybe you have a pit bike and it leaks out the air filter, if it's just constant overflowing when the gas is on, that's almost always going to be a dirty or worn needle and seat. First, you could try blowing compressed air in the overflow hose. Sometimes just spraying a burst of compressed air can release the junk from the needle and seat. But if that's not the case, you'll have to take the float and needle out to clean it or replace it. And here I have a brand new needle, and this rubber part right here, if that is worn, if it has a groove in it, that means it needs to be replaced. It's not going to be able to seal up against the seat in the carb. But if there's junk on it from old fuel on this needle or on the seat, that's also going to allow gas to leak right by it and fill up the float bowl non-stop until you shut the fuel off. So if this is dirty, I would clean this, and also I would take a Q-tip, put some soap or some type of cleaner on it to clean the brass, and put that into the seat, spin it around, rub it around, do that for 30 seconds to a minute, just as best as you can, and then spray it out with some compressed air. The longer the carb's been sitting with old gas, the dirtier and longer it'll take to clean it. If you have a better way, let us know in the comments below. But if fuel is leaking out the overflow only when the bike is on the side stand or the kickstand, when you have it leaned over a little bit, that's a sign that the float level is too high. Maybe it doesn't leak out when you have the bike upright, but once you lean it over a little bit, it starts leaking out. Well, there's a tube on the float bowl that once the fuel gets above that tube, it's going to start leaking out. It's lower than that when the bike is upright, but once it starts leaning over, the carb is at an angle, the fuel is going to be above that and start leaking out, which means you need to adjust the float height, which I will show you how to do in this video right here, which also shows a common mistake that people make when measuring it that will not give you the most accurate measurement, and your float level may be off.